Tonight's Coronation Street episode saw Christina urging George to make a major choice as she pushed him to inform the police about Summer's diary. After coming back from the station looking deeply unsettled, Christina quickly began filling George's head with doubts. Before long, he was quietly speaking to D.S. Connor Swain and sharing information that could place Summer in serious danger. However, with Christina becoming more anxious by the minute, viewers are beginning to question whether she is really trying to protect George or covering for herself instead. Earlier in Weatherfield, Lisa approached Christina and asked her to come to the station to clarify a few details connected to the night Theo lost his life. Christina agreed to cooperate with the investigation, though she appeared badly shaken once she returned home. While explaining the situation to George, she admitted she had forgotten to tell officers that she stopped for petrol before collecting Todd that evening. Attempting to dismiss the issue, Christina insisted there was no cause for concern. Even so, she continued encouraging George to rethink his decision to stay silent about Summer's journal. Since George is currently considered one of the investigation's leading suspects, shifting attention towards Summer could potentially ease the pressure surrounding him. Later, while out on the street, George approached an off-duty D.S. Connor Swain and admitted he had something important to reveal. After she assured him their discussion would remain private, George confessed he was worried about Summer getting into trouble. Still, the situation may already be beyond repair. Christina appeared to have had more than enough opportunity to commit the crime on the night Theo died. While supposedly on her way to collect Todd, she was alone, and only now has she revealed that she stopped for petrol beforehand. Her decision to leave out such an important detail from the start has immediately raised suspicion. With no one able to confirm where she was during that period, fans are starting to suspect Christina may have made another stop before picking Todd up. Her concern for George also seems far more intense than ordinary support from a partner. Christina has appeared determined to keep suspicion away from him, at times even more desperately than George himself. This has led many viewers to wonder whether she fears George could end up blamed for something she actually did. Her rush to dispose of George's bloodstained jumper now appears even more suspicious. Some fans are questioning whether Christina panicked because she realized how damaging the evidence looked, despite George possibly being innocent. George and Christina had once shared a close bond with Summer, making their sudden readiness to place suspicion on her feel especially surprising. While many people wanted Theo gone, their reaction to Summer's journal has stood out as unusually strong. Defending yourself is one thing, but deliberately guiding police suspicion towards somebody else is something entirely different. And as Christina Boyd grows increasingly uneasy, viewers are left wondering whether she could be concealing a deadly truth. Coronation Street has finally exposed Jody Ramsey's sinister scheme involving Daniel Osborne as viewers discovered she is secretly responsible for the anonymous online abuse targeting him. Daniel has recently been struggling with public backlash after finding out the truth about Megan Walsh grooming Will Driscoll. During tonight's episode, Daniel sat with Jody at the Viaduct Bistro while reading through hostile comments connected to an account called Truth Teller. One message particularly disturbed him, claiming he deserved to be locked up alongside Megan. Jody encouraged him to ignore the online attacks, though Daniel admitted he was beginning to doubt his earlier belief that Megan was the one behind the account. Jody then subtly redirected his suspicions towards David Platt, pointing out that he kept glancing in their direction. At the time, David was sitting nearby at the bar holding his phone, making him appear suspicious. The moment Jody headed to the bathroom, Daniel received another message from Truth Teller, prompting him to immediately confront David. Furious at the accusation, David strongly denied having anything to do with the messages. He reminded Daniel that his daughter was seriously ill in hospital and insisted he had far more important things to focus on. Still unconvinced, Daniel demanded proof, leading David to show him his phone screen. where he had simply been watching a funny video featuring Lily. Realizing his mistake, Daniel awkwardly apologized before leaving the bistro alongside Jody. Later on, Daniel admitted to Jody that he felt foolish for wrongly accusing David. In response, she advised him to stop obsessing over the identity of the person running the account, warning that the situation was starting to affect him badly. Jody then suggested she remain at Daniel's place for a little longer instead of searching for somewhere else to stay, and he agreed. However, once Daniel stepped away to prepare some food, viewers finally saw the truth unfold. Left alone, Jody secretly pulled out her phone and posted another message as Truth Teller, confirming she had been behind the trolling all along. The latest post cruelly questioned why Daniel was still allowed to work as a teacher, referencing his past conflict with Max Platt and suggesting he had an inappropriate history with students. Although Jody's true motive remains unclear, it's obvious Daniel's nightmare is only beginning, with even more trouble likely heading his way soon. Coronation Street could soon be saying goodbye to another huge villain, as reports suggest Megan Walsh is heading for a dramatic departure storyline. The character, portrayed by Beth Nixon, has been central to a major plot after being accused of grooming Will Driscoll. Megan was arrested after Will courageously spoke to the police and confirmed the abuse he had suffered. During Tuesday's episode on May 19th, viewers learned that the teacher had since been released on bail. According to reports from The Sun, Beth Nixon is expected to leave the ITV soap later this year through an explosive exit storyline, although ITV has yet to officially confirm the departure. Members of the cast and production team have reportedly been filming courtroom scenes, hinting that Megan could soon face trial for her actions. Producer Kate Brooks previously revealed to Digital Spy that the character would not escape punishment easily. At the same time, Will is still trying to come to terms with everything he has experienced. However, Megan soon shocks him by unexpectedly appearing and slipping a note containing her phone number into his pocket, seemingly attempting to reconnect with him. Meanwhile, Megan's former partner Daniel Osborne is facing growing problems of his own following her arrest. After deciding not to go on a planned Lake District trip, Daniel begins spending more time with Jody Ramsey. In Tuesday's episode, Daniel and Jody were sitting in Roy's cafe when Nina showed him a disturbing social media post shared by an account known as Truth Teller. The message falsely claimed Daniel had known about Megan and Will's relationship all along. It also accused him of grooming Summer Spellman, bringing up Max Turner's false allegations from 2021. Desperate to uncover who is targeting him online, Daniel becomes increasingly obsessed with discovering the identity behind the Truth Teller account. What he fails to realize, however, is that the culprit is much closer than he thinks. The episode later revealed that Jody herself is secretly operating the account and posting the damaging messages. With Daniel unaware that the person manipulating him is right beside him, it appears the situation is only going to spiral further as the storyline continues. Coronation Street is preparing for tension between Dylan Wilson and Betsy Swain as the pair clash in upcoming episodes ahead of a major new storyline arriving this summer. In scenes due to air next Monday, May 25th, Dylan and Betsy are both offered a trial shift at Speed Doll by Leanne Battersby. However, it quickly becomes clear that there is only one position available at the restaurant, meaning the pair will have to compete directly against each other to secure the job. The storyline could also hint at the soap revisiting Dylan and Betsy's relationship, though their growing rivalry may place extra strain on their connection. Viewers will soon discover which of the two teenagers manages to impress Leanne the most, and whether the competition damages their bond along the way. A Weatherfield insider explained that the challenge could easily disrupt the chemistry between Dylan and Betsy, especially given everything they have already experienced together. The source also revealed that Leanne has no intention of creating drama, but with only one vacancy open, she is determined to choose the strongest candidate and plans to properly test both teams during their shifts. So far, exact details surrounding Dylan and Betsy's upcoming storyline remain under wraps. However, it has already been described as an issue-based coming-of-age plot that will also involve Lisa Swain. Liam McSheen, who plays Dylan, recently teased that 2026 is going to be a significant year for his character and revealed he is excited to tackle a major storyline alongside Sydney Martin, who portrays Betsy. The actor explained that the plot will focus heavily on the pair's coming-of-age journey and described it as the kind of powerful, issue-led storytelling the soap is especially known for. Meanwhile, Sydney Martin shared that Dylan and Betsy still have many emotional moments ahead despite their differences in personality. She described Betsy as unpredictable and explosive, while Dylan remains calmer and more grounded, adding that their opposite personalities naturally create both humorous scenes and touching moments together. Sydney also expressed excitement about viewers seeing Liam take center stage in the upcoming storyline as it develops further later this year. Coronation Street airs on weeknights at 8:30 p.m. on ITV1 and is available to stream on ITVX.